What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're taking a look at the M9C Android 6.0 TV box. Now this is just another TV box, except the fact that it is much cleaner than all the other ones out there. My number one pet peeve when it comes to TV boxes is that either A, they're not powerful enough, or B, they come with so much bloatware that you want to chuck them out the window. That's not the case with this one. It comes with an M-Logic S950X, which means it has a decent amount of power, and then of course it has 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of memory, and finally it runs Android 6.0, which is pretty awesome. That basically means that it should be faster, more efficient, and then of course it's also safer as well. Most people, you guys will probably be using this for streaming Netflix, just streaming from your phone in general, Chromecast, all that stuff, but you know, it does make life a little bit easier, and of course it can support up to 4K HD video playback. Now we're going to take a look at the ports quickly, and then I'm going to talk about the software itself, since that's what shines on this TV box. So, it does have an AV input for, of course, connecting an old TV. There's also an audio equipment input for your SPDIF input, but most people really won't be using that. Most of you guys are just going to input something into the HDMI and expect it to work. There's also an Ethernet output in case you need that. And finally, there's a power supply input for the power itself. Now, you can actually expand the memory this has, because a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, I'm going to use this on a daily basis. I might use this as a daily driver for a monitor. And how the heck am I only going to live with 16 gigabytes of memory? Not to worry, you can just input maybe like a 128 gigabyte SD card and be perfectly set to go. Finally, if you have an external keyboard, maybe a webcam, maybe a mouse, or maybe a controller, there are 2 different USB outputs as well, or inputs, and you can simply put in USB 2.0. My only little downside here is it doesn't have USB 3.0, but then again, it is an Android TV box, so there's only so much I can say. It comes with a remote, the HDMI cable, and the TV box itself, along with a power supply. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about what makes this unique. So first of all, it does have that S905 chipset, which gives it just enough speed to basically be perfect for video streaming. Are you going to be gaming on this? Probably not, but it does have a CPU and a GPU to make it run a little bit faster than anything out there right now. But at this price point, it is pretty solid. And then of course, it's also relatively stable when it comes to maybe browsing web pages. If you want to add in a keyboard or play a few Android games, I'm not talking hardcore Android games because those are probably not going to work that well, but lightweight games, you should be perfectly set to go. But here's where it really shines. They didn't pre-install any programs. I mean, it does have Netflix on it and like the usual Android stuff, but that's about it. And when it comes to TV boxes, they usually force you to use like a billion different undeletable different pieces of software that you're like, okay, what is this Chinese streaming thing? I have no idea what this is, and I can't even delete it. Usually most people don't like that, so of course in this case, you know, as they say, less is more. Finally, it does have Wi-Fi built in, so if you want to connect to a 2G network, you're perfectly set to go in terms of that as well. So what is my overall rating? Well, since it can stream up to 4K at 60 frames per second, it has a decent audio codec, has built-in Wi-Fi, and comes in a relatively easy to set up mainstream platform, I guess, when it comes to Android 6.0 as well. It basically has it all, coming in at around $50. It's pretty awesome. Go ahead and check it out as well. I had a pretty easy time setting it up. I had a pretty easy time streaming a Netflix show, and I had a pretty easy time browsing the web for lightweight things. It didn't have any lag as of right now, so I'm pretty happy with this current chipset as well. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check it out below. Thank you guys for watching. This is going to be me logging off.